Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the 1% English. Today, you're going to think in English, like someone destined to rise above the crowd. Because this time, we're diving into a book that built empires, forged millionaires, and ignited the minds of dreamers who refused to quit. Napoleon Hill's 16 Laws of Success. This isn't just a book, it's a roadmap, a secret code for those who dare to become more. And as you learn English today, you'll do it with words that carry power, sentences that shape belief, and ideas that reprogram your mind for greatness. Listen closely. Hill says, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Repeat that in English. Let it sink in, because that sentence is the bridge between who you are now and who you're meant to be. Each law, from definite purpose to self-discipline to persistence, is not just a principle. It's a weapon against fear, doubt, and failure. When you understand these words in English, you don't just learn a language. You learn how to command your destiny. You see, English isn't about grammar. It's about thinking bigger, speaking confidence, breathing success. And if you stay until the end of this video, you'll not only understand Napoleon Hill's 16 Laws of Success, you'll start living them. You'll start speaking like the 1%. So subscribe now, join the movement, and let every word you learn be a step toward your next level. Because here, on the 1% English, we don't just teach English, we unlock transformation. Remember this, your voice creates your future, and your future begins the moment you believe. The first law of success, according to Napoleon Hill, is called the mastermind. This law teaches us that we grow faster when we work together. One person alone can achieve many things, but when two or more people unite their minds, they can accomplish so much more. A mastermind is a small group of people who come together with a shared goal. They exchange ideas, offer advice, and support one another. Each person brings unique knowledge and experience, and when these ideas connect, something powerful happens. A new mind is born. Hill describes this as a third mind, an invisible energy created between people that gives everyone involved more strength, more creativity, and more courage. When you work alone, you depend only on your own thoughts. But when you join others, you combine the power of many minds, which makes every challenge easier to face and every solution clearer to find. In a mastermind group, you feel motivated because others believe in you. You learn faster through shared experience, and you stay focused because your friends help keep you on track. To create your own mastermind, you simply need a few positive people who truly want to grow. Meet regularly, talk about your goals, share your challenges openly, and support each other with honesty and encouragement. When you do this, something almost magical happens. Everyone becomes wiser, more confident, and more capable together than they ever could be alone. Imagine two friends, Anna, who is talented in business, and John, who excels in communication. Separately, Anna struggles to sell her products, and John has no product to promote. But when they unite their skills, Anna creates the product, and John shares it with the world. Together, they succeed because they applied the principle of the mastermind. This law is not only about teamwork, it's about energy, the invisible power that grows from trust, respect, and a shared dream. When people believe in each other, their energy multiplies and new ideas emerge that no one could have created alone. The mastermind connects to all the other laws of success. It helps you stay clear on your definite purpose, take initiative toward your goals, and cooperate effectively with others. It is, in a way, the engine that makes all other parts of success move. In the end, success is never a solo journey. It is built with the help of those who share your vision and lift you higher. So, find your mastermind, the people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to grow. Together, you will think bigger, act bolder, and reach farther than you ever could on your own. Because one mind is strong, but many minds united by purpose are truly unstoppable. The second law of success, according to Napoleon Hill, is called a definite chief aim. This law teaches us that real success begins with a clear goal, a purpose so strong that it burns inside you. When your goal is vague, you move without direction. But when it is clear, your energy and focus become powerful. A definite chief aim means knowing exactly what you want and deciding to get it, no matter how long it takes. It's not about wishing or dreaming. It's about being specific. Hill says you must write your goal down, read it every day, and keep it in your mind until it becomes part of who you are. When you do this, your wish turns into a command to your brain, a command that leads you to action. But a goal without a plan is just a fantasy. To make your purpose real, you need a simple plan of action, steps that move you forward every day. Even small steps matter when they are done with purpose. The secret is to stay focused on one main goal instead of spreading your energy across many directions. A river only gains power when it flows in one path, not when it floods everywhere. Hill tells the story of Edwin C. Barnes, a man who decided that he would one day work with the great inventor Thomas Edison. Barnes had no money, no special education, and no connections, only a clear purpose. He repeated his goal every day and acted as if it were already true. Years later, his determination brought him directly into Edison's office, and soon after, he became his business partner. That is the power of a definite chief aim. The world begins to open doors for those who know exactly where they want to go. When you choose a goal and stay loyal to it, something changes inside you. You start to see yourself differently. You begin to think, I am a person who will achieve this. That new identity gives you strength, focus, and direction. It helps your mind notice new opportunities, people, and ideas that align with your purpose. Your brain starts to filter the world in a new way. Everything that helps you move closer to your aim suddenly becomes visible. A clear purpose also saves your energy. You stop wasting time on unimportant things because your direction is already decided. Each choice becomes simple. If it helps your goal, you do it. If not, you let it go. This gives you peace and control over your life. Your purpose must also come from your heart. When your goal truly matches your values, when it feels right and meaningful, you naturally find the strength to keep going, even when things get difficult. Passion and purpose together create unstoppable persistence. This law connects to all the others. Your definite chief aim is like a compass. It shows you where to go. Every other law in the book is like a tool that helps you move toward it. Without a clear direction, even hard work can lead nowhere. But with a clear purpose, every action gains meaning and power. So, write your goal. See in your mind. Speak it with faith every day. Act as if it is already on its way. Because when your purpose becomes clear, your path becomes real. The person who knows exactly what they want will always find a way to get there. The third law of success in Napoleon Hill's book is called self-confidence. This law teaches that before anyone else believes in you, you must believe in yourself. Confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we build. It is the power that turns ideas into action and dreams into reality. Without self-confidence, even the best plans stay only as thoughts. Hill explains that confidence begins in the mind. You must tell yourself, again and again, that you are capable, that you can do it, that you deserve success. He calls this self-suggestion, or the act of repeating positive affirmations. When you speak to yourself with faith, your brain begins to believe it. Over time, this belief becomes real courage. But self-confidence is not only words, it is also practice. Real confidence grows from preparation and small victories. Each time you try, learn, and succeed, even in small things, your inner strength grows. It is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Hill also warns us about the biggest enemy of confidence, fear. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, and fear of not being good enough are the main reasons people never start. To overcome fear, you must take action anyway. The more you face your fears, the smaller they become. Hill says that doubt and fear cannot live in the same mind that is filled with faith and purpose. Surrounding yourself with positive people is also important. When you are close to people who believe in you, their energy becomes your own. This is why Hill reminds us of the mastermind principle, the power of working with supportive, confident people. They lift you up when your belief feels weak. He also explains that confidence is built not only in the mind but also in the body. Stand tall, look people in the eyes, speak clearly, and smile. When you act confident, your brain starts to feel confident. It's a simple but powerful secret. Behavior can create emotion. Many successful people learned to act confident until they became confident. Hill gives examples of people who began with nothing, no money, no education, no social position, but who changed their lives because they believed in themselves. He also mentions salespeople who, by standing with good posture and speaking with calm assurance, earn trust and success. Confidence is contagious. When you believe in yourself, others start to believe in you too. This law also changes the way you see the world. People without confidence live passively. They wait for luck, for help, or for permission. Confident people, on the other hand, take control. They act, create, and decide their own future. Self-confidence replaces fear and waiting with faith and action. In a larger journey of success, this law connects with all the others. You need confidence to take initiative, to stay loyal to your definite chief aim, and to lead others with a mastermind. It is the invisible fuel that keeps you moving when things get hard. So remember this truth. Every great success story begins with one person who dared to believe, even when no one else did. Look in the mirror, tell yourself you can, and act as if it's already possible. Because the moment you truly believe in yourself, the world starts to believe in you too. The fourth law of success is called the habit of saving. Napoleon Hill teaches that real financial success doesn't come from luck, it comes from discipline. Every great fortune begins with the habit of saving. It is not about how much you earn, but about how wisely you keep and use what you have. Hill says that the first rule is simple. Pay yourself first. Before you pay anyone else, before bills, before pleasures, you must save a small part of your income. This small part is not lost. It is the seed of your future freedom. When you save first, you send a message to your mind. I respect my work. I control my money. Over time, those small amounts grow. They give you power and options. They become the capital you can use to create more, to start a project, build a business, or invest in something bigger. This is what Hill calls financial leverage. Your savings are not just money. They are tools to build your dream. But he also warns, there is a difference between being wise with money and being stingy. Saving is not about fear or greed. It is about managing money with purpose. The goal is not to keep money forever, but to use it intelligently, to make it work for you. Wise people understand the balance between spending, saving, and investing. Hill explains the power of compound growth, the magic that happens when you keep saving and your money starts earning more money. Every coin you save is like a small worker that brings more coins back to you. Time and consistency make this process unstoppable. He gives examples of people who began with almost nothing but slowly built wealth through discipline. They did not wait for a miracle. They simply saved, reinvested, and watched their results grow. Hill compares them with others who spent everything they earned, people who always worked hard but never felt free. The difference between both groups was not luck. It was habit. Behind this law, there's a deeper message about self-control. Learning to save is learning to delay pleasure today for a better tomorrow. It is a test of patience and vision. People who can wait, who can plan, who can say not now, these are the ones who build real freedom. Saving also gives peace of mind. When you have a safety reserve, life feels less stressful. You think clearer, make better decisions, and take more confident risks. You are not a slave to fear or to circumstances. You can say no when others can't, because you have built your own security. Hill also explains that financial discipline reflects something deeper: character. The way you handle money shows how you handle life. People who manage their finances with order often manage their time, energy, and emotions the same way. The habit of saving is not only about money, it is about who you are becoming. This law connects strongly with all the others. Your definite chief aim may need resources to come alive. Your mastermind may require capital to move ideas into action. Saving gives you the foundation to make things happen in the real world. It transforms dreams into plans and plans into achievements. So remember, money is a servant, not a master. Use it with wisdom, discipline, and faith in your future. Every coin saved today is a brick in the house of your freedom. And every day you practice this habit, you become stronger, more stable, and more capable of building the life you want. Because success does not come from how much you make. It comes from how much you keep and what you choose to create with it. The fifth law of success is called initiative and leadership. Napoleon Hill teaches that success does not wait. It follows those who take action first. Ideas are powerful, but without action, they're only dreams. Initiative means having the courage to begin, even when things are not perfect yet. Many people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready, waiting for permission, waiting for everything to be safe. But Hill says that leaders don't wait. Leaders move. They take the first step and figure things out along the way. Action brings clarity. When you act, you learn, and that knowledge helps you improve your next move. Initiative is the habit of saying, "I will do it." It's the voice inside that refuses to stay still when something needs to be done. It's the difference between a thinker and a doer, between a follower and a leader. But initiative alone is not enough. It must walk hand in hand with leadership, the ability to guide, inspire, and influence others. Real leaders do not lead by force or fear. They lead through example, through service, and through vision. They act with honesty and take full responsibility for their results. When things go wrong, they don't hide. They step up, fix the problem, and move forward. Hill says that taking responsibility builds trust. People follow leaders who are brave enough to admit mistakes and wise enough to learn from them. A true leader does not blame others. Instead, they look for solutions and bring people together to create progress. Leadership also requires courage to decide. Many people waste years thinking, planning, analyzing, but never deciding. Hill reminds us that success loves speed and decisiveness. It is better to make a decision and correct it later than to do nothing at all. When you move, you create motion, and motion attracts opportunity. He gives examples of inventors, entrepreneurs, and pioneers who changed the world because they acted first. They were not always the smartest or the richest, but they had initiative. They took risks when others hesitated. They started when others doubted. And that boldness made all the difference. Hill also explains that leadership is a form of moral power. People follow those who act with conviction, fairness, and purpose. A leader is not someone who commands. It is someone who inspires. When people see your courage and confidence, they naturally want to follow your direction. There's also a practical wisdom behind this law. When you take initiative early, you get feedback faster. You learn what works and what doesn't. Every small action gives you real information, something that no amount of thinking can replace. This is why Hill says that action creates improvement, while hesitation only creates doubt. In the larger picture, this law connects to all the others. Your definite chief aim gives you direction. Your self-confidence gives you courage. But initiative is what brings everything to life. It turns your dreams into movement and your plans into progress. Leadership then multiplies that energy. It helps you guide your mastermind, unite people, and move forward together. So, remember this truth. No one ever reached greatness by waiting. You must dare to act, even when you're afraid, even when the path is not clear. Start where you are, use what you have, and lead with purpose. Because the world doesn't follow those who talk about what should be done. It follows those who take the first step and make it happen. The sixth law of success is called imagination. Napoleon Hill says that imagination is the workshop of the mind, the place where all dreams are first created. Every building, every invention, every business, and every success story began first as a simple thought in someone's imagination. Hill explains that imagination is not magic. It is a power inside every person. It is the ability to see something that doesn't exist yet and to believe it could. Imagination is what transforms invisible ideas into visible results. Without it, the world would never move forward. He teaches that there are two kinds of imagination. The first is synthetic imagination, the one that takes old ideas and combines them in new ways. For example, when a person improves an existing product or finds a better way to do something. The second is creative imagination, the kind that creates something completely new, something the world has never seen before. Both are powerful, and both can make you successful when used with purpose. Hill says that successful people are those who use their imagination to solve problems. When others see limits, they see possibilities. When others see failure, they see a lesson. Imagination gives birth to solutions, innovations, and visions that guide action. He gives examples of inventors who imagined new machines before they existed, and then built them piece by piece. He also mentions creative salespeople and advertisers who found success through a single, powerful idea, maybe just one special phrase or one new way of telling a story. Every great achievement begins with an image in the mind. Hill encourages everyone to practice imagination. Just like a muscle, it grows stronger when you use it. He suggests spending time every day thinking creatively, journaling, visualizing, and brainstorming new ideas. The more you train your mind to imagine, the easier it becomes to create new opportunities. He also explains the importance of mental rehearsal, the act of visualizing success before it happens. When you close your eyes and imagine your goal as already real, your brain begins to prepare your body and emotions for action. You start to feel more confident, more focused, more capable. The picture you hold in your mind slowly becomes the life you live. Behind this law lies a beautiful truth. Imagination gives you freedom. It allows you to escape your limits, your past, and your fears. When you imagine a new version of yourself, stronger, wiser, more successful, you begin to move toward it. Every great leader, artist, and entrepreneur started by imagining something greater than what existed. Imagination also connects deeply with all the other laws of success. Your definite chief aim gives direction to your imagination. It tells your mind what to focus on. Your initiative brings your ideas to life through action. Your mastermind gives you the inspiration and energy to create together. And your self-confidence gives you the courage to believe in what you imagine. So, never underestimate the power of your own mind. When you dare to dream, you give the world something new. When you dare to imagine, you open doors no one else can see. Remember this: everything you touch, wear, or use was once only a thought. Someone imagined it first, and then made it real. Now it's your turn to imagine boldly, and to create the future that only you can see. The other law is the power of enthusiasm, the invisible spark that ignites action. It transforms common effort into inspired movement, giving life to ideas and energy to people. When knowledge alone fails to convince, enthusiasm fills the gap between logic and emotion. It is the force that makes others believe, act, and follow. True enthusiasm is neither noise nor exaggeration. It is a sincere passion born of conviction. It radiates from within and infects everyone around, becoming the beating heart of progress. Those who master enthusiasm multiply their effectiveness because they communicate from a place of genuine excitement. A salesperson may have the best script in the world, but if the tone lacks warmth, conviction, and vitality, the message dies upon arrival. In contrast, someone driven by real energy and purpose can close deals, build teams, and thrill audiences with the sheer force of their presence. People don't follow facts. They follow feelings. And enthusiasm is the emotion that opens minds and hearts. To sustain enthusiasm, it's necessary to nurture the roots that nourish it: purpose, health, and community. A tired body weakens the flame of the mind, and a lost purpose dries up the source of motivation. That's why enthusiasm flourishes where there is clarity of mission and alignment with inner values. Physical vigor, obtained through exercise and rest, keeps the emotional current flowing, while meaningful relationships amplify it. No one shines brightly alone for long. Psychologically, enthusiasm leverages what science calls the affect heuristic, our tendency to decide not only with logic but also with feeling. When a leader speaks with enthusiasm, the listener's brain mirrors that emotion, interpreting the message as positive and trustworthy. This is not manipulation, it's resonance. It's the natural synchronization of human energy. Ultimately, enthusiasm is the emotional engine of all great endeavors. It fuels persistence when obstacles arise, propels the mastermind with vibrant collaboration, and transforms cold ideas into concrete actions. In every success story, behind every vision that became reality, there was someone who believed, not just with their mind, but with the flame of their soul. Enthusiasm is that flame. It transforms movement into momentum and effort into excellence. Let's move on to the next law. Self-control, according to Napoleon Hill, is the very foundation of power. No one can command others without first learning to command themselves. It is the law that keeps all other principles of success in harmony. For without mastery over one's own thoughts, emotions, and actions, all other achievements become temporary illusions. Hill teaches that uncontrolled emotion is the root of almost all human failures. Anger destroys judgment. Fear paralyzes action. Greed blinds vision. Vanity isolates man from truth. The successful individual learns to channel these same forces, to transform anger into determination, fear into alertness, desire into creative energy. Self-control is not repression, it is redirection. It is the art of transforming emotion into purposeful movement. In business, this law manifests itself through calm decision-making. When crisis strikes, most people react. Only a few respond. He who maintains composure when markets fall, who listens before judging, who measures his words before speaking, that person wins the trust of followers and the respect of partners. Self-control builds the invisible authority that makes leadership natural. Hill also relates self-control to the law of thrift, persistence, and initiative. A man without discipline cannot save. He spends impulsively. He cannot persist. He succumbs to fatigue or doubt. He cannot lead. He becomes a slave to circumstances. But the disciplined mind becomes captain of its own destiny. Through the constant application of will, it molds habits, routines, and environments that sustain long-term success. This law operates silently, but its effects are visible everywhere. It governs health through temperance and balance. It governs relationships through patience and understanding. It governs wealth through prudence and planning. Every expression of mastery in life is simply self-control in action. Napoleon Hill reminds us that true power is never explosive. It is contained and directed. Dynamite that explodes mountains is useless without a fuse and a target. Similarly, human energy without self-control becomes destructive. But when disciplined with purpose, it builds empires, transforms character, and inspires respect. In the grand project of success, self-control is the stabilizing force, the silent guardian of all progress. It protects the mind from its own excesses and gives the individual mastery over their destiny. Those who possess it may not always advance rapidly, but they never regress. They ascend steadily because they have mastered the first and greatest victory, the victory over themselves. This law from Napoleon Hill teaches a simple but powerful truth. Always do more than you are paid for. It means giving extra effort, extra care, and extra value. Not because someone is watching, but because it builds your character and your future. When you do more than expected, you grow faster than those who only do the minimum. Imagine a worker who finishes his job early and helps others without being asked. His boss notices his attitude. Soon, that worker is promoted. Or think about a baker who gives his customers a small free treat every time they buy bread. People come back, not just for the bread, but for the kindness. This is the magic of doing more. It multiplies trust, reputation, and opportunity. Napoleon Hill explains that every time you give more than you receive, you are planting seeds. These seeds take time to grow, but they always return as bigger rewards. New chances, better jobs, stronger relationships. Life has a way of paying back those who give first. This law is also about mindset. When you do extra work, you are training your mind to see abundance, not scarcity. You stop asking, "What do I get?" and start asking, "How can I give?" That change makes you valuable wherever you go. People trust and follow those who give value freely. Doing more than you are paid for also builds confidence. When you give your best, you prove to yourself that you are capable of excellence. It turns ordinary work into personal growth. And soon, money becomes a result, not the goal, because true success comes from service. Napoleon Hill says that this habit connects with all other laws of success. It shows your definite purpose, your initiative, your leadership, and your enthusiasm. It is the daily practice of excellence. When you give more than you are paid for, you are never poor because you are always building invisible wealth, skill, trust, and character. So remember, success starts when you give more than you take. Do your work with pride. Add a little more care, a little more quality, a little more heart. The world always rewards those who serve more than they must. Napoleon Hill teaches that success is not only about what you know, it is also about how you make people feel. A pleasing personality opens doors that knowledge alone cannot. It is the way you speak, listen, smile, and treat others. When people enjoy being around you, they want to help you, trust you, and work with you. A pleasing personality begins with kindness. It means speaking gently, even when the truth is hard to say. It means showing respect, no matter who you're talking to. People remember how you make them feel, more than the words you use. A soft voice, a calm attitude, and good manners can turn a stranger into a friend. Napoleon Hill says that true charm is never fake. It comes from a sincere heart. You don't need to pretend to be someone else. You only need to be your best self, honest, warm, and respectful. When you show real interest in others, they feel valued. When you listen more than you talk, people open up to you. That is how influence begins. Think about a salesperson who listens carefully to what the customer needs. Even if his product is not the best, his attitude makes the customer trust him. Or a leader who smiles, encourages, and thanks his team. His people work harder, not out of fear, but out of respect and loyalty. A good personality creates cooperation, and cooperation creates success. Hill reminds us that our appearance and manners also matter. Clean clothes, good posture, and a pleasant tone show self-respect. They send a silent message: I care. People notice these small things, and they often decide how to treat us based on them. This law connects with many others. It strengthens the mastermind, helps leadership, and supports initiative. It also grows from self-control and enthusiasm, because a person who feels good inside naturally spreads positive energy outside. So remember, success begins with people. Be kind, be patient, be sincere. Smile often, listen deeply, speak with respect. These small actions make a big difference. A pleasing personality is not just about being liked. It is about becoming the kind of person others believe in and want to follow. Napoleon Hill explains that clear thinking is the foundation of wise decisions. To succeed, We must learn to separate facts from opinions and truth from wishful thoughts. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they let emotions or assumptions guide their choices. Accurate thinking protects us from that danger. Accurate thinking means checking the facts before deciding. It means asking, is this true? And where is the proof before you act? Hill says we must train the mind to stop believing everything we hear and to test ideas before accepting them. Success loves logic. For example, an entrepreneur may believe their product will change the world, but belief alone is not enough. The wise one studies the market, listens to feedback, and adjusts the plan when the facts say something different. This ability to change direction based on evidence often separates winners from dreamers. On the other hand, many fail because they refuse to see the truth. They ignore warning signs, deny mistakes, or let pride block correction. Hill calls this wishful thinking, and it's the enemy of progress. To grow, we must be humble enough to say, I was wrong. Now I will learn and do better. Accurate thinking also means controlling emotion. Fear, anger, or excitement can cloud judgment. A calm mind sees clearly. When you think accurately, you are not easily fooled by lies, gossip, or fake promises. You judge by facts, not feelings. This law connects deeply to the others. It keeps imagination grounded, so your ideas are practical. It gives initiative direction, so your actions are wise. It protects self-confidence from turning into arrogance. Napoleon Hill teaches that every great leader practices accurate thinking. They collect data, ask questions, and decide only after studying the truth. So, learn to think slowly, test your beliefs, and change your path when new evidence appears. That is the mark of a mature and intelligent mind. Remember, what you believe can inspire you, but what you verify can build your success. Napoleon Hill teaches that success needs focus. The power of concentration means keeping your mind fixed on one clear goal until it becomes real. When your attention is divided, your energy becomes weak, but when your mind is united around one purpose, it becomes a strong force. Hill says that many people fail because they try to do too many things at once. They start one project, stop, and begin another. Their effort is scattered, like sunlight spread across the sky. But a focused person is like a magnifying glass. They direct their energy to one point until it burns through obstacles. To develop concentration, Hill advises creating daily habits and time blocks where you protect your focus. Choose one main task each day that takes you closer to your goal. Turn off distractions. Think deeply and stay with the problem until you find an answer. Over time, your ability to focus will grow stronger, and so will your results. For example, an inventor working in a quiet room for hours every day may discover something new simply because of deep focus. An artist who paints daily, ignoring interruptions, becomes a master. The same is true for business people. Those who keep attention on one product or idea until it succeeds often achieve more than those chasing many dreams. Hill also warns that distraction is a thief. Every time you stop your work to check something else, you lose momentum. He says, the mind, like the muscles, becomes strong through use. So, practice keeping your mind on one thought at a time until the task is done. This law connects with others in the book. Definite aim gives you direction. Concentration gives you power to stay on that path. Napoleon Hill teaches that no one succeeds alone. The 13th law, cooperation, shows that real progress happens when people work together, not in competition, but in harmony. Every great achievement in history was built by a team of people who trusted and helped each other. Cooperation means giving and receiving support. It is about building win-win relationships where everyone grows, everyone benefits, and no one loses. When people share ideas, energy, and effort, they create results that none of them could reach alone. Hill explains that cooperation is the spirit behind every strong business, family, or nation. When workers, leaders, and partners trust each other, their combined power multiplies. But when there is conflict or selfishness, that power disappears. Harmony is the secret ingredient that makes the mastermind work. For example, imagine a group building a bridge. One person designs it, another calculates the numbers, others bring materials, and together they create something that lasts for years. Alone, each could only dream. Together, they make it real. Hill also teaches that cooperation begins with attitude. It means being kind, patient, and willing to listen. Even when you disagree, you look for a solution that helps everyone move forward. True cooperation is not weakness, it is wisdom. It turns enemies into partners and competition into connection. He reminds us that trust is a kind of currency. When people know you are fair, respectful, and reliable, they want to work with you. That trust brings more opportunities than money ever could. This law connects deeply with a mastermind. Cooperation is how that power lives and breathes. It also supports leadership, enthusiasm, and pleasing personality because it helps you inspire people instead of fighting them. In the end, Hill's message is simple. Cooperation builds the world. When minds unite, mountains move. Remember asterisk alone, you can go fast. But together, you can go far. Napoleon Hill teaches that failure is not the end. It is a teacher. The 14th law, profiting by failure, shows that every mistake hides a lesson, and every setback holds the seed of a new beginning. Many people fear failure. They see it as proof that they are not good enough. But Hill says that failure is only feedback. It tells you what doesn't work so you can find what does. Every great success story is built on many small defeats, each one teaching something important. Hill explains that successful people don't run from failure. They study it. When something goes wrong, they ask, why did this happen? And asterisk, what can I do better next time? This kind of thinking turns pain into progress. It transforms loss into learning. For example, think about an inventor who tries 1,000 times before creating the right machine. Each failed attempt brings him one step closer to success. Or a business person who loses money in one project, learns from the mistake, and builds a stronger company the next time. Failure becomes the foundation of wisdom. Hill also reminds us that failure tests our emotional strength. It teaches patience, humility, and persistence. When you face problems without giving up, you build inner power, the kind of power that no one can take away. He says we should treat every effort like an experiment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But each test gives information that helps us grow. Success often comes later, after we have learned from many small falls. This law connects to others like accurate thinking, initiative, and persistence. Accurate thinking helps us understand why we failed. Initiative pushes us to try again. Persistence keeps us going until we win. Hill's message is simple but powerful. Failure is not your enemy. It is your coach. It teaches you how to rise higher every time you fall. Remember asterisk, you never really fail until you stop trying. Every defeat is just a lesson in disguise. Napoleon Hill ends his great work with one of the most powerful lessons of all, the Golden Rule. It says, asterisk, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This simple idea holds the secret to lasting success, peace of mind, and real happiness. Hill teaches that success is not only about money or fame. True success is built on character. When you treat people with fairness, kindness, and respect, you build something far greater than wealth. You build trust. And trust, once earned, opens every door. The Golden Rule means more than just being polite. It is a way of living, a law of the universe. When you help others sincerely, life helps you back. When you give honest service, opportunities return to you in unexpected ways. Hill calls this the law of service, or the cosmic habit of doing more than you're paid for. It means that by creating value for others first, you start a cycle of abundance that always comes back multiplied. He gives the example of great business leaders who built empires by treating employees, partners, and customers with honesty. Their names became trusted, and that trust attracted more people, more capital, and more success. On the other hand, those who try to cheat or take advantage of others might have one for a moment, but they lost everything in the end. Their reputation destroyed their future. Hill also explains that the golden rule has a deep psychological truth. People naturally respond to fairness and kindness. When you act with integrity, you trigger reciprocity. Others want to return that good energy to you. This builds what Hill calls social capital, invisible credit that brings new chances, relationships, and growth. This law connects with many others in the book. It gives strength to pleasing personality because kindness shines through. It expands doing more than you are paid for because it encourages generous action. And it deepens cooperation because mutual respect keeps teams united. Hill's message is timeless: to rise, lift others, to receive, give, to build a life of meaning, live with honesty and heart. Remember, wealth fades. Power changes hands. But a good name, built through the golden rule, lasts forever. Throughout this journey, we have explored the timeless principles of success revealed by Napoleon Hill, truths that shape the mindset of the world's greatest achievers. We learned that success is not a single event, but a continuous mental process built on solid foundations, a definite purpose, accurate thinking, self-discipline, unwavering faith, and persistent action. The core insights are clear. The mind is the real asset. What you focus on expands. Failure is never final. Every defeat carries the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Desire is the starting point of all achievement, and emotion is the fuel that drives persistence. Discipline turns potential into power, bridging the gap between intention and execution. And failure, far from being an enemy, is feedback. It teaches, refines, and strengthens character. This is more than a philosophy. It is a practical blueprint for living. It combines faith with method, vision with strategy, and thinking with doing. Every setback, every mistake, and every obstacle is shaping you into a wiser, stronger, and more capable version of yourself. The true winner is not the one who never fails, but the one who learns faster and never stops moving forward. If this message inspired you, subscribe to the 1% English channel, like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a comment with a lesson that spoke to you the most. Let's keep learning English and life wisdom, one powerful book at a time.